So guys, welcome back once again. So today we'll talk about Food Safety Auditing Regulation 2018. So guys, auditing is also one of the very important parameter of FSCI. Hello guys, is my voice audible to all of you? Just confirm it to me. Is it audible guys? Is it loud and clear? Okay. If anyone is facing an issue, please disconnect and please reconnect again, right? So guys, today we are going to talk about food safety auditing regulation. So auditing, as you know, it's very important activity. And why FSSAI want to promote auditing is because, as you know, FSSAI has very limited manpower, right? Only few number of food safety officers, and at the central level and even at the state level, there is very less manpower. So on the other hand, there are millions of restaurants in Indian market. Not only restaurants, even food manufacturing units, small cottage industries, then hawkers, vendors, sellers, right? So in order to have a proper control on such a large sellers, so now inspection becomes very difficult, right? So but as you know, FSSAI's ultimate goal is to provide safe and wholesome food and ensure that all the food businesses which are operating in our country, they have valid license and they are complying to all the rules and regulations as specified in this act. But now, in order to ensure everything, since I told you manpower is very less, so FSSAI is hiring private auditing agencies so that they can regularly conduct audits of these food business operators so that safe food can be provided. Right. So now we'll talk about this in detail. I taught you about auditing, why auditing is done even in my previous classes, but in this we'll talk about a bit in detail. Right. So now the important thing, if you see, you can come to part B. So initially the definitions are given, so you can just go through the definitions so that things become clear to you when you read about the act in detail. So accreditation is nothing but it means a third party attestation related to the conformity assessment body conveying formal demonstration of its compliance to carry out specific conformity assessment task. So guys, accreditation is nothing but this is a kind of certification. So in food space, in food business operating systems, so these food business operators, they require certain kind of accreditation. So that accreditation is provided by third party agency, which ensures that this food business operator is adhering to the specific standards, for example ISO standards, BIS standards, and even he's following or he's complying to the FSA regulation. So that accreditation is the proof of that, right? So then comes the accreditation body, means an authority that performs accreditation. So in order to get this accreditation, FSSAI has appointed various bodies. As I told you, some private bodies. So they are the bodies which provide the accreditation and they are known as accreditation body, right? So they would go to these food business operators. And I also taught you about the frequency, right? In case of high risk food, frequency can be it can be either twice in a month, depending on the audit score, right? So we did that all in detail. So you can just refer that part as well. So accreditation body goes and they conduct the audit, and frequency depends on the audit score. So now let's talk about the audit report or the food safety audit report, which means a written record of the observation, findings, and conclusion of the audit. So after this private body, when it conducts the audit, so before leaving the food business operators manufacturing unit, they need to give the audit report then and there, right? One copy they give it to the food business operator, and the another copy they give it to the FSSAI. So then comes the auditing agency. So means an auditing agency recognized by food authority for undertaking the food safety audit in accordance with these regulations. So guys, as I told you, FSSAI, they recognize various private agencies. So FSSAI, they release certain tenders. So in that tender, these agencies apply and they come on board. So that all the food business operator, they can choose this agency for their own audit, business audit, right? So further, if you see form, it means any form apprehended in this regulation. So there are certain forms which are provided in this regulation, right? So now coming to the part two. Now we'll talk about how our audit agency is recognized by FSSAI. As I told you, FSSAI releases various notification on its website. It invites all these auditing agencies, private auditing firms. So now how they are recognized? Even there are certain parameters which FSSAI want that these agencies should have. So if you see the criteria for granting recognition to the auditing agency. So now we'll talk about the criteria. So first point, if you see, the food authority may, for the purpose of carrying out food safety audit, grant recognition to the auditing agency which conform to the following criteria. So all the auditing agency, they need to follow this criteria. That is, it is established or recognized in accordance with the law for the time being in time. So it should be a registered body. I mean, it cannot be any agency, local agency. It should be properly registered with the government of India as per the law of the country. Right. So second, it holds a valid accreditation of ISO or IEC 17020. So guys, these are the various accreditations. Even these agencies, they are first registered, and to them also accreditation is provided. So now I mean, this number is not important, but yeah, out of curiosity you can just remember this, right? So now FSSAI is saying for any audit agency, before they apply with the FSSAI, they need to have these accreditations. So these are the basically the standards which these agencies need to have from the National Accreditation for Certification Body for Management System Certification. So this is the body which further provides accreditation to the auditing agencies for the required food categories specified by the Food Authority. Right. So further, if you see C point, it has at least 3 auditors with the following qualification. So this auditing agency, apart from following these 2 regulations, it must also have at least 3 auditors. Minimum 3 auditors should be present in this auditing agency. They should be have bachelor degree in food or dairy, fisheries, oil tech, biotech, agriculture, veterinary sciences, biochem, microbio, chemistry, hotel management, catering, technology, right? So all these. So whoever has this degree, they can these guys, agency would hire these guys, and they should be present in the audit team. Second, successful completion of the accredited letter auditor course in the food safety management system. So guys, even all these, if you see all these auditors, they should successfully complete accredited lead auditor course. So food safety management system. So they need to compulsorily take this lead auditor course, right? Further, knowledge of the Act, rules and regulations. So they should also have a complete knowledge of the FSSAI Act, all the 26 regulations which are provided by the FSSAI. Right. Fourth point, specific sector knowledge of hygiene and sanitary practices. So guys, here what they are saying is, as you know, in Schedule 4, there are 5 parts, right? So that is what they are trying to say. They should have a sector specific knowledge of sanitary and hygienic as per the regulations, right? And further, work experience of 2 years with a minimum 10 audit carried out. So they should have at least 2 years of experience. All these auditors, so they should have at least 2 years of experience, and in this period of 2 years, they should have done minimum of 10 audits. So this is the experience. So just remember these points. I mean, very easy to remember, right? So next, if you see, the criteria for recognition may be relaxed by the Food Authority for reason to be recorded in writing. So FSSAI has also given an upper hand to the food, this auditing agencies, because it's in the hand of the FSSAI. They can also lower any of these mandatory requirements if they need, right? And they should have it in writing. So further, if you see procedure for recognition. So what is the procedure for recognition? So any auditing agency seeking recognition may make an application in Form A along with the requisite document and fee of rupee 5,000. So if any auditing agency, they want to enroll with FSSAI, they should fill a Form A. So Form A is given at the end of this document. documentation in this document along with the requisite documents. So they need to furnish various documents. So those are very normal documents. You need not to read what those documents are, but you need to remember the fee. So the fee of 5,000 they have to pay at the time of filling the form. So the food authority shall scrutinize the application and in case any deficiency, call for rectification or supplementary information within 30 days from the date of receipt of such application. So after receiving the application, FSSAI would go through all the information which is provided by this auditing agency. So if there are any lacunae, if there are any rectification required, so FSSAI would inform them within 30 days to furnish all the missing information. Third point, the auditing agency concerned shall take necessary steps. So now within these 30 days, once the FSSAI informs them, so this audit agency must provide them all the important documents within 50 days, 15 days, right? So just guys, remember these days because these can be very, very important, right? So they have to furnish all the information within 15 days from the receipt of communication, failing which their application will be rejected. So if they fail to provide this information, their application would be rejected and there would be no refund, right? Since they pay 5,000 rupees as a fee, so there would not be any refund. So further, food authority shall constitute a screening committee for granting recognition to the auditing agency. So now FSSAI appoints a committee which is known as screening committee. So screening committee, they go through all these documents, they verify all the details, and then once they are happy, once they are satisfied, then they give the recognition to the auditing agency. So on being satisfied, so as I told you, on being satisfied, the auditing agency fulfills all the requirement as specified in this regulation. The food authority may place an application before screening committee for recommending to it to grant of the recognition. So screening committee is the final committee which takes all the decisions. So just remember this name. This is very important. Who takes the ultimate decision? That is screening committee. Then comes the term and condition of recognition. So there are certain terms and condition when the recognition will be provided to this auditing agency. First point, on the recommendation of the screening committee. So guys, screening committee plays a very, very important role here. So just remember this. So on the recommendation of screening committee and after the deposit of the recognition fee of rupee 30,000, the food authority may grant recognition to the auditing agency by issuing a certificate of recognition in the form B. So guys, 5,000 was just the application fee. Then there is something known as recognition fee. So that is 30,000 rupee. So they have to, once their documentation is verified and before giving the certificate of recognition, this audit agency, they need to submit another amount of 30,000 rupees to the food authority. So then the screening committee will further take the decision. Further, if you see, provided that the screening committee may, if it feels necessary, conduct an assessment of the auditors of auditing agency before recommending for recognition. So even if screening committee, it's they can even recommend that the assessments of all the auditors, right, they would verify whether this auditor has the requisite experience, right? All those things would be verified. They can assess this auditor, and once they are satisfied, only then they can issue the certificate of recognition. The certificate of recognition granted under subsection 1 shall be valid for a period of 3 years. So guys, the validity of this recognition certificate is just 3 years. So remember these numbers, guys, very, very important. This can be asked in exam. So audit agency, they have a certification which is valid only for 3 years. So any recognized auditing agency seeking change in this scope may apply for the same in form A along with the requisite document and fee rupee 5,000. So guys, for example, so scope means if any auditing agency, if they want to change in the scope, for example, FSSAI would give, for example, some auditing agency, it would have experience in auditing, you can say vegetable units, and another auditing agency might have expertise in auditing meat units, and another auditing agency might have experience in in milk units, right? So if they want to enroll for multiple units, right, if they want to enroll, they want to increase their scope or they want to change their scope. I mean, earlier they had expertise in vegetable unit, but now they also want to they want to audit the milk manufacturing unit. So in that case, they need to file they need to fill a form and pay fee of rupee 5,000 to the agency FSSAI, right? So the certificate of recognition may be suspended or cancelled by the food authority on any ground specified in regulation 7. So now guys, we'll read about this when the certificate can be suspended. So even their certificate of recognition can be suspended by the food authority. So that is given in regulation 7. So it's given here. So we'll talk about this in detail before we'll talk about procedure for renewal. So now if you see, as you know, their certificate is valid only for a period of 3 years. So then how they can renew it? The auditing agency may make an application for renewal of certificate of recognition not later than 60 days. So 2 months before they should apply for the certificate of recognition renewal, prior to the date of expiry specified in the certificate of recognition, along with the renewal fee of 5,000 rupees. So 5,000 rupee again is a renewal fee, but they should apply 60 days, 2 months before. So remember this time, guys. Right. So next, the food authority shall, before renewing the certificate of recognition, have regard the following. So before renewing their certificate, food authority must take into consideration all these 4 points. So these 4 points are: the auditing agency continue to meet the criteria specified in regulation 3. So guys, now do you remember what this regulation 3 was? So I'll take you back. So FSSAI would verify, right, whether they were till now, if they are fulfilling all these criteria which are provided in regulation 3. So this is regulation 3. So even on renewal, FSSAI would verify whether they are still they are registered with the government body, still if they have the accreditation, proper accreditation, and still they have the 3 auditors at least with minimum qualification. So even at the renewal, all these 3 things are checked by the FSSAI. Right. Further, if you see the performance of the auditing agency during the previous validity period, so even their performance would be, it would be verified whether they were really doing a good job, or whether their auditors were corrupt. Right. So all these factors would be taken into account before renewing. The complaints, if any, received during the period of validity. So during that period of validity, that is 3 years, if there is any complaint registered against this body, even then that should be taken into consideration. So upon that, it should be decided whether to renew their license or not. Right. Then the recommendation of the screening committee for evaluation. So guys, screening committee, as you know, it's very, very important. So it would be evaluating all these details. So even this screening committee recommendation plays a major role here. Right. So further, if you see, on being satisfied and after depositing of the recognition fee of rupee 30,000, so again they have to pay 5,000 rupee, they have to pay as an application fee. Then certificate of recognition, for obtaining the certificate of renewal certificate of recognition, they again have to pay 30,000 rupee as a fee. Right. So now let's talk about the suspension. So when their certificate of recognition can be suspended. So guys, who is screening committee? Screening committee is nothing but it is appointed by the FSSAI. There would be few members of the FSSAI within this committee. So you need not to go into detail what screening committee is. Neither it is given in this regulation. So just don't bother about it, right? So just you need to remember the screening committee. So FSSAI, they can appoint their officers in this screening committee, right? So now suspension and cancellation. So the food authority may suspend or cancel the recognition granted to the auditing agency on any of the following grounds. So now if you see, there are 8 reasons. If any of these reasons ensure, if it ensures that audit their recognition should be cancelled, so it can be cancelled on basis of these 8 points. So if you see, the audit agency has been declared insolvent by the competent authority. Insolvent means either they have gone bankrupt or they are not able to perform their function, right? If the audit agency has been declared insolvent by the competent authority. Second is, the audit agency has failed to perform its duties satisfactorily or in accordance with this regulation. So this could be the another reason where their license can be suspended or cancelled. So third is, the auditing agency may be suppressed material information or committed fraud. So sometimes what happens is, these food auditors, they even they join hands with the food business operator and they don't give the proper information. So if FSSAI comes to know about that, so they haven't, even then this license can be suspended. Or even if they commit fraud, I mean they take bribe from the FBO and they do not give the proper report to the FSSAI, even in those cases suspension or cancellation can be done. So fourth is the auditing agency has been incompetent to continue to the accredited as audit agency. Incompetent means they are not performing their duty well, right? So they are not competent enough to perform their duty. So in that case, action can be taken. So if you see the fifth point, the audit agency has failed to provide access to their records and furnish necessary information to the food authority to conduct the assessment or investigation. So guys, as I told you, even these auditors, these auditing agency, FSSAI conduct even assessment of these bodies. So during that assessment, if FSSAI is demanding certain documents, certain records, and if they do not provide them, even in those cases, their license can be suspended or cancelled. Right. The auditing agency has failed to take timely and necessary corrective measures, if any, directed by the food authority. So now sometimes when these food auditing agency, when they go to the food business operators manufacturing unit, so if they find any loopholes, or if they are not in compliance with the FSSAI Act, so they recommend the corrective actions. So when, if FSSAI finds that this agency is not competent enough, they are not paying proper attention, since they recommended the corrective action to the FBO, but that FBO has not implemented those corrective actions in a timely manner, so even then FSSAI can, I mean, take action against them. So seventh point, the recommendation of the screening committee on the complaints received regarding the conduct of the auditing agency. So as I told you, screening committee, again, if anyone complains to the screening committee about the conduct, so whether its auditors are, they are performing their duties well, so their complete conduct is, monitored. And if screening committee is, satisfied, then their certificate of recognition can be cancelled. So further, if you see the last point, the auditing agency has provided false information with regard to conflict of interest. So now if they are providing the false information about all the, details of the FBO, his all the results, audit reports, if that is the case, even then it can be cancelled. So guys, these are the 8 points you need to remember this, right? So these are very, very important. So just these are very, very simple as well. So on these grounds, their RC can be cancelled, right? So second point, where the food authority is satisfied that the recognition granted to an auditing agency is liable to be suspended or cancelled, may issue a show cause notice to such auditing agency for suspension and cancellation of the recognition. So guys, before cancelling or suspending their license, there is a show cause notice. So show cause notice is nothing but these agencies, these auditing agencies, they are given a chance to prove their point. So screening committee will tell these agencies that these are the complaints, or these are the grounds on which we are planning to cancel your license. So can you please give justification for all these things? So that is known as show cause notice, right? So further, the auditing agency shall file to reply to the food authority within 15 days from the date of receipt of the show cause notice. So before cancelling, guys, remember, show cause notice is issued and food authority gives them the 15 days. So within 15 days, this auditing agency, they need to submit the show cause notice, failing which the decision to cancel or suspend shall be taken by the food authority. So if they do not appear within this 15 days, so FSSAI can take its own decision whether they can cancel it or they can suspend it. So fourth point, the food authority shall consider the reply filed by the auditing agency and pass such order as it deem fit within 30 days of the receipt of the reply of the audit agency. So after receiving their show cause reply to the show cause notice, so within 30 days, food authority can take action whether to cancel it or whether to retain it, right? So fifth point, where the food authority has suspended recognition, it may revoke the suspension if the auditing agency has taken necessary corrective measures in accordance with the regulation. So guys, in case of suspension, so this is just suspended, it is not cancelled. So in case of suspension, FSSAI may revoke the suspension if FSSAI, it is satisfied that, yeah, now this food auditing agency, they have improved, they have filled all the lacunae. So now even that can be revoked later, right? So where the food authority has cancelled the recognition, the auditing agency shall make a fresh application to the food authority for the grant of recognition only after a period of 6 months. So guys, this is very, very important. If today their a license is cancelled, they can only apply after 6 months. Right. So within that 6 months, they cannot carry out any auditing activity. So this is very, very important. The timelines are very, very important, guys. So just pay attention to the timelines. Right. So 6 months is the maximum timeline. The recognition of the auditing agency shall be deemed to be suspended or cancelled if its accreditation is suspended or cancelled by the accreditation body. So guys, as I told you, these food auditing food auditing agencies, they also need to get themselves accredited, right? If their accreditation is cancelled, then their recognition by the food agency is suspended automatically. It's cancelled or suspended automatically, right? So these are interlinked. Their accreditation from the government of India and their suspension from the food authority, these are interlinked. So eighth point, the auditing agency may file an appeal to the central government if it is aggrieved by the order of the suspension. So now, in case food auditing agency, if they are not happy with the decision of the screening committee or the FSSAI, they can directly approach the central government, and so that their matter can be resolved. Right. So now, guys, comes the auditing procedure. So this is very, very important. Auditing procedure, how the auditing agencies approaches, how they conduct the audit, how they prepare the audit report, how audit is carried out. So we'll learn about that in detail now. So first of all, let's talk about audit process. The food authority shall specify the category or the type of food business which shall be subject to mandatory food safety audit on the basis of their risk classification. So guys, as the first point suggests, that food authority shall specify the category or the type of food business. I mean, food authority, they need to specify the category of the food business which this auditing agency should conduct the audit for. Second point, for the purpose of the sub-regulation 1, the classification of the food business shall be made having regard to the major risk factors, including the food type, intended customer use, nature of the activity of the business, then volume of the business, method of processing, and such other factors. So guys, now, as you know, I mean, all the food business operators, they need not to get their food business units audited, right? So there is a certain big manufacturing units only where auditing is done. Whereas in case of small business operators, only inspection is done, that too only once in a year, right? So now FSSAI, they can decide upon on which unit should be, I mean, taken under the radar of the audit. So if you see, they have various parameters. It depends on the risk factor, including the food type. For example, if that manufacturing unit, it is making a high risk food, so I mean, auditing shall be done at that food manufacturing unit regularly. So intended customer use, whether that food is consumed by large number of customers. For example, large number of customers, they consume rice, right? Even wheat. So in such units, I mean, regular audit is very, very mandatory. Even the nature of the activity of the business and the volume of the business, as I told you, example of the rice. So rice is consumed by almost, you can say, like 80% of Indian states, right? So in such cases, they are dealing with high volume. So such businesses needs to be audited on regular basis, and the method of processing and such other factors which FSSAI may deem necessary. So third point, a food business which is subject to the mandatory food safety audit under sub-regulation 1 shall get its business audited by the auditing agency on such interval as food authority may specify. So guys, I have already told you what is the interval of auditing. I taught you in the previous class. So please refer that class and interlink of both these topics, right? So interval is very, very important. And again, interval depends upon the audit report score, right? So fourth, a food business which is not subject to the mandatory for food safety auditing, but desirous of getting the audited by the auditing agency may opt for the same. So guys, as you know, there are certain units which are mandatorily to be audited. But if any food business operator, although his food business does not fall under the mandatory category, but even he can get its food business audited if he is desirous of the same, right? Fifth point, a food business having satisfactory food safety audit report may be subject to the less frequent inspection by the central licensing authority or the state licensing authority. So guys, this is one of the benefit why FSSAI, they want to, I mean, they are promoting this food safety audit, at the first place, because this would lead to less frequent inspection. And I think this was the question which came in 2019 as well, that why FSSAI is promoting third party food safety audit. So its right option was so that there is less frequent inspection by the central licensing authority and state licensing authorities. So I mean, this was very, very basic question, right? So but it was of 4 marks, right? So 4 marks, I mean, it makes a lot of sense. So now, yeah, I mean, this was the question which was asked in the previous year. So provided that in case of any complaint against the food business, or when it comes to the knowledge of the food authority that public health or the safety is at risk, food authority shall undertake more frequent inspection. So if you see here, if they are conducting the audit, then the inspection may be done only once in a year. So as you know, audit are done regularly. Either it can be done, I mean, once in a month, I mean, once in a year, or twice in a year, or thrice in a year. So the rate of inspection decreases, right? Because food safety auditor, they ensure that this food business are complying with the regulation. So now food safety officers, they have to pay less visit to this manufacturing unit, right? But I mean, their frequency can be increased if food authority is of belief that public health is or the safety is at risk. So then then inspection can be increased, right? Apart from the audit. So sixth point, the audit process for assessing the food safety management system of the FBO shall be based on ISO 19011 and 211 guidelines. So these are the certain guidelines. So it's not at all important for you guys from the examination point of view, but I mean, yeah, these are the standards on which the audit is conducted, right? So audit examination. So now if you see, an audit examination shall include collection of objective evidence and recording of the audit observation collected or made through interviews, examination of documents and activities. So now guys, whenever any audit agency, they go to the FBO's manufacturing unit, so they prepare their report based on these things. So these are, they make the observation, like how the food business operator, how they are handling the food. As you know, FSSAI in schedule 4, they have given the, I mean, proper guidelines how food must be handled, how the food business, the people who come in direct contact with food, they must have their nail trimmed, they should have short hairs. So all these observations are maintained. I mean, they observe, this auditing agency, they take into consideration all these observations, and also how food is stored, whether it is stored in proper condition at proper temperature, how the food is, being carried out throughout the premises. So all these observations are made, and then they prepare the audit report. And also, if they require, they can conduct interviews, right? So they can talk to the food business operators, workers, also the people who come in direct contact with the food. So they can conduct their interviews and also examination of the documents and their activities. So even they can conduct their, I mean, examine all their documents, right? So now, if you see, second point, the deficiency or the non-conformities observed by the auditing agency shall be recorded clearly. So guys, during this examination, when they are conducting their actual examination, if there are any non-conformities or deficiency in their practices, so it should be observed by the auditing agency, and it should be recorded clearly and concisely, and pointing out the regulatory requirement that are being contravened. So guys, here, I mean, at the time of preparing the report, I mean, they should clearly tick on which all the regulations were not followed by this FBO, right? So during the audit process, the audit agency shall verify the compliance not only with the food safety measures, but also with the provisions of these act, rules and regulations made thereunder, except for those require specific sampling. So as I told you guys, all the things would be checked. I mean, how their food is handled, how their food business operators are operating inside, how they are maintaining the cleanliness, how they are maintaining the hygiene, how they are maintaining the sanitary conditions. So each and every minute detail is checked, and that is when examination is conducted and a report is prepared, right? So next comes the duty of the auditor. So what they have to do? So the auditor shall perform the following duties. So all this food auditing agency, when their auditors they visit, so what is their prime duty? So if you see, they conduct the food safety audit of the FBO. The prime duty is to conduct the food safety audit. Further, second is to verify the compliance by the FBO of the provisions. So they also ensure they are complying to all the FSSAI Act and rules and regulations which are made by FSSAI from time to time, and conduct pre-commissioning inspection of the newly established food business unit and when directed by the food authority. So guys, you remember whenever any FBO they apply for the license, at that time it is the food safety officer that goes for inspection. But now if you see, that duty is also being provided to the food auditing agency. So whenever they are setting up a new manufacturing unit, that is pre-commissioning. Pre-commissioning is nothing but setting up of a new machinery or a new manufacturing unit, food manufacturing unit. So at that time also, food authority may direct these auditing agency to go and carry out the inspection of the newly established food business unit, right? So now, if you see the fourth point, maintain confidentiality in respect of the commercial in confidence material, which may include process and product formulation information, product safety program information, and audit outcomes. So guys, this is very, very important. Whenever any food auditor, they go for audit, they need to maintain the confidentiality, because, you know, all the food business operator, they have their secret formulas which they use in their food, right? So all those confidential material, it should not be released in the market. So all these food auditors, they should ensure that they maintain the confidential material with them, and which includes the process and production formulation, and also the food safety program which they are implementing at their manufacturing unit. So further, they should forward the audit report to the food authority within 15 days. So guys, this timeline is very, very important. Once the audit examination is conducted, and the audit report shall be given to the food authority, not more than 15 days. So within 15 days, they have to pass on the report to the food authority, right? So carry out necessary follow-up action, including further audit, to verify if corrective action has been taken to remove any deficiencies. So as I told you guys, if there are any deficiencies which are found in the manufacturing unit by this auditor, so they can recommend various corrective actions. So now, I mean, once the audit is conducted, so they have also have to take the follow-up action. So after a few days, the audit agency will again visit their unit, and they should see, they should verify whether those corrective actions has been taken or not, right? And maintain the confidentiality of the food safety audit. And they should also maintain the confidentiality of the whole examination and what were the outcomes. So nothing should be released in the media or to the consumers, right? And last is such other duties as FSSAI may direct. So even FSSAI, apart from giving these duties, they can also give other duties to the food auditing agency, right? So now we'll talk about audit report. So how audit report is prepared, I mean, what it could lead to, what actions can be taken. So we'll talk about all this now, right? So audit report, the auditor shall, after the completion of the audit, inform FBO of the deficiency or the non-conformities absorbed during the audit, and give an opportunity to provide further information and clarification required for the completion of the audit. So guys, during audit, if there are any non-conformities or deficiencies is observed by the audit agency, now they can give the FBO an opportunity to provide the clarity that why these regulations were not implemented at your manufacturing unit, why, you know, these rules were not followed. So they are given the opportunity to provide the additional information or the clarification when there is a major non-conformity. So guys, if there is a major non-conformity, which is serious failure of the food safety management system of the FBO, and may result in adverse health consequences, possibly even fatal, the auditor shall report such finding to the central licensing authority or the state licensing authority within the 24 hours. So guys, this is very, very important. If there is serious non-conformity, I mean that food is highly contaminated, right? If they find such things, so they should inform it immediately, because this could be even fatal. I mean, if someone consumes that food, it could lead to death, right? So in such cases, auditing agency within 24 hours, they must report such finding to the central licensing authority or to the state licensing authority. when there is a minor non-conformity. So guys, in major non-conformities within 24 hours, but if there are small non-conformities, if you say minor non-conformities, which is shortcoming in the food safety management system or the regulatory contravention of the FBO and may not cause any adverse health effect. So if you see, if it does not cause any major adverse health effect, the auditor shall set up an appropriate time frame of not more than 30 days for its rectification and follow-up. So if there are small non-conformities, then this auditing agency, they would recommend few corrective actions, right? And the timeline which is given, that is only 30 days. So within these 30 days, FBO need to adhere to, he should implement all those corrective actions. And so within this 30 days, the auditing agency would also come and do the follow-up with them, right? So timeline is 30 days. So fourth point, failure by the FBO to rectify the minor non-conformities within the specified time of 30 days shall refer to the central licensing authority. So if they are not complying to those corrective actions within 30 days, then auditing agency should approach to the FSSAI, right? And the FSSAI can take appropriate action. The auditing agency shall submit a copy of the audit report to the FBO immediately after completion of the audit and forward the audit report to the central or the state licensing authority within 15 days, clearly bringing out the findings or the non-conformities of the concern and observation for the improvement. So guys, within 15 days, they should submit their report to the FSSAI and they should submit one copy immediately after the completion of the audit to the FBO, right? So remember this timeline again here, it's very, very important. So sixth point, the auditor may recommend in writing the reasons for the changes in the audit frequency of the FBO to the central licensing authority. So as I told you, if that food business operator, if he's complying to all these regulations, his all the documents are satisfactory, he's following proper rules and regulation as per the FSSAI guidelines, then the auditor can request FSSAI that at this place the audit frequency should be reduced because that FBO is complying to all these rules and regulation, right? Now comes the conflict of interest. The auditing agency shall give a declaration form C of the schedule before accepting the food safety audit of the FBO. So guys, the difference between the major and the minor non-conformity is nothing but major conformities are, they are not implementing those food safety management system. They are not implementing the Schedule 4 requirements, right? They are not following the proper sanitary and hygienic requirements, which could lead to, which could contaminate food on a higher scale. And that food can be very, very fatal. So those are known as major non-conformities, and minor non-conformities are, small non-conformities. For example, food is not properly handled. Food was not stored properly. It was stored properly, but not in proper condition, right? So those are the small minor conformities. You don't need not to go into details. You just need to remember what I have told you to remember, right? So now let's talk about the audit monitoring system. So now there is also an audit monitoring system. So yeah, this would give you more detailed information here. So if you see audit monitoring, the food authority shall monitor the performance of the recognized auditing agency in the following manner. So how FSSAI maintains control on this food auditing agency. So the monitoring mechanism shall include review of the audit report and the performance on-site assessment of the auditors. So now, in order to keep an eye on this auditing agency, so what FSSAI does is they review their audit reports, whether audit reports are as per the guidelines, whether there is any cheating which is happening, in the audit reports, or whether their performance is not satisfactory. On-site assessment of the auditor to ensure competency of the auditing of the food safety management system. So guys, even when these auditors are conducting the audit at the FBO's manufacturing unit, at that time, food authority, they send certain a small team of food safety officers. So they observe the activities of these auditors as well, right? In order to ensure that they are conducting their activities seriously. And next is assessment of the auditing agency on the basis of the report of the accreditation body. So even accreditation body, they provide the report to the FSSAI that the auditing agency, their record is really good or their record is bad. So depending on that, that is how they keep the eye on this auditing agency, right? So next comes the handling dispute. The center or the state licensing authority shall be the contact point between the FBO to engage in case of dispute or the disagreement with the auditor. So guys, sometimes what happen is after the audit is complete, that FBO is not satisfied with the audit agency's report or the actions. So that time FBO can approach to the central licensing authority or the state licensing authority directly against that food auditing agency. Right. Next, in case of any non-cooperation or resistance to the working of the audit agency or the auditors by the FBO, the same shall be referred to the central licensing authority. And sometime what happens is the food business operator, they do not cooperate with this auditing agency, right? So at that time also, these auditors, they can reach to this central licensing authority, that is FSSAI or the state FDA, to find a resolution for the same. So then comes the record keeping. So the final conformance report and all other documents related to the audit conducted, including the first audit report, actions taken, successive communication on ratification measure, shall be preserved by the auditing agency at least a period of 5 years. So guys, now this timeline is very, very important. So all the, I mean, within those 3 years, you remember these auditing agency, their license is valid for 3 years. So during those 3 years, whichever audit they have done, what all the actions they took, what all the audit reports they prepared, what all the successive communication they made, what all the corrective measures they recommended. So all that data should be, that should be preserved with this body for 5 years. I mean, it's very, very bigger time, longer time, and full confidentiality of the document shall be maintained. This document should not be released in the media or to the consumer. Right. The FBO shall maintain all records of the audit finding and ratification for a period of 5 years. So similarly, the FBOs also, they shall maintain all the records for a period of 5 years. Right. So guys, I think that's it. So I mean, these are the few forms. So you can just go through. So this is the application form for recognition, renewal, or change of the scope. So this is the form which they have to fill and submit to the FSSAI with a fee of rupees 5,000. So whether they are applying for the new form or they want to renew it or they want to change the scope. Right. So then comes the certificate of recognition. So once the screening committee is happy with the all the details provided by the auditing agency, so this is the type of recognition form which is provided. Right, name and address, then issued or renewed date, then valid up to, then here scope is provided, whether they should be going for meat agencies, meat FBOs, whether they would be auditing the rice manufacturing units or wheat manufacturing units, right? So scope would be mentioned. So yeah, I mean, guys, these are the, detailed audit, how it is conducted. And I mean, these are the few declaration by the food auditing agency, which need to be submitted at the time of filing the application, right? So guys, that's it. I hope you enjoyed the lecture. So we'll meet tomorrow again. Tomorrow will be a class at 7 a.m. in the morning. So again, we'll take up another regulation. So all the best, guys. Study hard. We'll see you tomorrow morning. Good night. Study well. Take care. Thank you, guys.